The things that you're feeling, clenching up, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you're not ready, doubting yourself. You're like, oh my God, I have no confidence. The truth is, and I want you to walk out of here with a new definition of confidence. Feeling nervous is normal. Letting it stop you is a choice. You have to catch the old thought that takes you low. I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not successful enough. It's some version of that. Imposter syndrome grows and sticks around when you listen to it and when you keep thinking and when you freeze. It kills your spirit and your innate desire to be seen, to be heard, and to be celebrated.
The single most effective tool on the planet, hands down, to wipe away the lint in your mind, to wipe away the doubt, to wipe away the fear, to wipe away the anxiety.
And so when you're in a situation which is normal, where you don't believe in yourself, you're like, oh my God, I have no confidence. The truth is, and I want you to walk out of here with a new definition of confidence.
I'm going to be very vulnerable. I've always been very scared and lack of confidence and thought that I was never good enough, like some of my partners.
Hold on. Who can relate to that? Struggling with lack of confidence, not good enough. All the research around confidence points to something. We've all bought into a lie. We've bought into a lie that confidence is belief in self. And so when you're in a situation which is normal, where you don't believe in yourself, you're like, oh my God, I have no confidence. The truth is, and I want you to walk out of here with a new definition of confidence. Confidence is the willingness to try. Because when you try and you take action, what happens, and what's happened for France, is that when she sees herself taking action, what happens is she sees herself being the kind of person that takes action. So she has evidence that she can rely on herself. And that action is what builds confidence. It doesn't start with belief. The real way for most of us is not to wait to believe, but to push ourselves to act, and through the action you will build the belief. So we got a cool question on Twitter from Langley in Nigeria, and it has to do with something that we've been hearing from a lot of you about, and that is imposter syndrome. Particularly for those of you that are running a small business, or those of you that have a side hustle that you're trying to turn into your full-time thing. Imposter syndrome is very real. Let's deal with it right now. Langley writes from Nigeria, I'm passionate about film and cinema, Mel. I tweet and I blog about it. People are inspired by what I write. But when I'm offered certain opportunities, I clench up and suddenly feel like an imposter who will mess up and be found. I'm 36, I'm single, in a paycheck to paycheck situation, and feel like I have wasted many years due to overthinking, self-doubt, and never feeling good enough or ready. How can I overcome this? Well, you can't. You can't overcome the feelings that are rising up, Langley, but you can take action despite them. That's a very important distinction that I want each and every one of you to understand. The things that you're feeling, clenching up, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you're not ready, doubting yourself, kind of spending too much time thinking about how much time you've wasted, all that's normal that we all do. You cannot overcome those thoughts because they keep rising up and they've become a habit and it's sort of a pattern. So I don't want you to focus on the thoughts. I want you to focus on taking action, even though you doubt yourself. You are going to feel like an imposter until you push through that clenched up moment over and over and over again. And then suddenly, through action, Langley, you're going to see that you're not an imposter at all. You're actually the kind of person that pushes through and does what he or she says they are going to do. See, imposter syndrome grows and sticks around when you listen to it and when you keep thinking and when you freeze. The moment you take action, even though you feel like an imposter, you actually explode the syndrome. You kill it. You break it apart because you're not acting like an imposter. You're proving to yourself through the action that you know what you're doing. Now look, the feelings are going to take a while to catch up. The first 16 jobs that you do where you feel nervous, those nerves are going to be there with you the entire time. Feeling nervous is normal. Letting it stop you is a choice. I say this stuff all the time because this is what you're struggling with. If you suffer from imposter syndrome, it's not an issue of whether or not you have the skill. The problem is that you have a pattern of thinking in a way that stops you the moment you start to doubt yourself. If you want to be successful in business, if you truly want that side hustle to turn into your full-time thing, you have to learn how to let the feelings of doubt rise up, but take action anyway. You've got to learn to embrace the fact that you're gonna feel like an imposter, but you, my friend, are the kind of person that moves forward anyway. You're passionate about film and cinema. Awesome. Keep tweeting, keep blogging. When people write to you, when they hire you and you get that clenched up feeling, that's a great sign. It means you're about to do something really cool. That's when you're going to just recognize the feeling, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take action like the rock star film and cinema guy that you are. I hope that that helps, but the only thing that's gonna help you with imposter syndrome is for you to not listen to it and take action anyway.
Your mind collects mental lint. That's right. That's all that doubt is. That's all that fear is. That's all that anxiety is. That's all that worry is. That's all that people pleasing is. This is lint from life that is collected in your brain. And you know what? Lint stands for something. Get your pencils ready. You lose inspiration due to negative thoughts. That's all that's happening. You're not broken. You're just blocked. The filter in your mind is blocked, just like a dryer filter gets blocked by lint. And you can't think this stuff away. You got to take action. And the single most effective tool on the planet, hands down, to wipe away the lint in your mind, to wipe away the doubt, to wipe away the fear, to wipe away the anxiety, is the 5-second rule. I'm dead serious about this. When you feel the fear rise up, when you feel the self-doubt start to block, when you feel the anxiety start to take over, when you feel like you're losing the inspiration to move, you're just going to count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know it sounds dumb, but trust me on this one. Counting backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 wipes the lint off the filter in your brain. That lint that makes you lose your inspiration to act due to negative thoughts. And once you get to 1, it's clear. So your confidence and your courage can flow right through you.
And this is what I promised to teach you. The trick that all confident people use to stay positive. The trick that you can use to think different thoughts. Well, the first step to thinking different thoughts is you have to catch the old thought that takes you low, okay? And if you don't know what the thought is that takes you low, here's a hint. It's some version of, I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not successful enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not lucky enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough. There's something wrong with me. It's some version of that. And if you know what the thought is that always brings you down, could you please write it in the comments? Because you will inspire somebody else. You will make somebody else realize they're not alone, okay? What is the thought that always takes you down? Mine is some version of, it never works out for me. People are mad at me. I'm not a good person. Nothing I ever do is gonna matter. Like, it's just some horrible version of that, okay? So, first step number 1. What is the thought that always takes you down? I'm not enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not loved enough. I'll never be this. Like, I see this. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not lovable. I'm not now, never will be. I'm never going to grow up. I'm never going to get it right. I always screw things up. I'm not thin enough. I'm not smart enough. Other people do it better than me. I'm too big. Anyway, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep writing this down because you're giving other people permission to take a look. I'll never make enough money. I'll never be a good father. I'll never be a good wife. Nobody loves me. Nobody has ever loved me. All of this that you tell yourself, this has become the default wiring. Step number 1 is identify what thought takes you down, okay? It's like dropping a guillotine on your power and on your future and on your possibility. It cuts you off from who you truly are and what you truly want and desire and deserve in your life. And whenever you think this thought, I'll never be loved, I'll never meet somebody's standards, I'll never make the money, you literally also stop yourself from taking the actions that change your life. So great job. You've already done step one. Identify the thought that takes you down. Because here's the cool thing. That's not how you came into this world. You didn't come into this world thinking, I'm not enough. I'm not lovable. I never do anything right. I'll never amount to anything. I never should have been born. You didn't come into the world thinking that. Somebody taught you to think that. And so if you can figure out what that negative thought is, right? Pick your poison. I'm not smart enough, good enough, tall enough, skinny enough, rich, whatever it is. I call it poison. You want to know why? I call it poison because thinking this negative thought is like drinking poison. It kills your spirit and your innate desire to be seen, to be heard, and to be celebrated. You are dropping the guillotine right on yourself when you think this poisonous thought, okay? Now, what is step two? Step two is, yes, you have to identify it, but it's not enough to just identify it. Step two is we need to replace it, okay? We need to replace it. And so I'm going to teach you what you're going to do next. The next time you think that negative, I'm not enough thought, you're going to break the thought by saying, I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that. And then number three, we have got to replace the thought. So you're going to catch the thought, you're going to break the thought, and then we're going to replace the thought. That's what you need to do to get this poison out of your mind and start thinking thoughts that align with your fundamental needs. And what are your fundamental needs? It's what we've been talking about today. It's to be seen, it's to be heard, it's to be celebrated. And one of the things that I love about cultivating a high five attitude is the high five attitude is an attitude that aligns with believing in yourself, seeing yourself, and appreciating, celebrating, and encouraging yourself to continue to move forward. That's what you're doing. And so one of the things that you can do, I know this is going to sound crazy, is by adding a high five to your morning routine, it helps you rewire your mind in a very powerful way. And the reason why it will help you rewire your mind in a very powerful way is if your default right now is I'm not enough, when you add this to your morning routine, your brain sees you treating yourself in the exact opposite way of that negative poisonous thought. Because you don't high five somebody that you think isn't enough or that sucks or that you hate. You only high five people that you believe in, that you think are enough, and that you're rooting for. And so add a high five to your morning routine, because that is part of the positive forward programming of plowing new neural pathways in your mind. Again, let me repeat the trick all confident people use to stay positive. You got to catch that negative poisonous thought. You got to break it. I'm not thinking about that. Talk back to it. And then you must replace it. You have to learn how to replace it and program a positive mind, because your brain's circuitry is designed to just repeat the patterns that are there. So simply identifying and trying to break the pattern won't work. We got to replace it and program new neural pathways in. This is why all of you who are high-fiving yourself, whether you're taking the High Five Challenge, go to highfivechallenge.com. It's a free 5-day program that I lead you through. You can do it with 150,000 other people from 90 different countries, or whether you've read the book or watched our videos or listened to these live streams. For those of you that are adding the high five to your morning routine, what are you noticing about the way it's changing your mind? What are you noticing about how those negative, poisonous thoughts are starting to be replaced by more positive programming. That's what this book is about, everybody.
The universe gives you the size of a breakdown that you need in order to wake your ass up. And I'm telling you, you have probably had other scheduling breakdowns. You have probably had other process breakdowns, but they weren't big enough to make you go, I'm going to pay attention now.
It's so crazy because me and Erica are so professional. Last time Mel was supposed to come here and wires got crossed and she was here and we were not. And we were in another meeting and I was like, oh no, Erica, like I have to call her. I'm scared. Oh no. So I went outside and I'm like, hello.
I didn't help her at all. I was like, she's gonna have to deal with it. Mel Robbins is outside of the office. I'm like, she's gonna have to deal with it. I can't do it. I was in the midst of like that day. I was like I broke down and had like this crazy anxiety moment and I was like, can't help you, bitch. You don't have
and
to
I was like, I should
figure
call
it out.
And I thought for sure I was going to get like your assistant. I was like, perfect. Like, hey, so we're not there. She's like, no, this is Mel. I'm like, ugh.
Well, I literally, you did call
But then
somebody on the team and I said, give me that phone right now.
She got me. Oh, you did?
Yes.
She got me together so fucking
why?
quick. I was like, shit. I was like, I just got coached. She's like, don't apologize. Stop apologizing. It's fine. Shit happens. I'm like, you're okay. Yeah. You're right. I'm not sorry. I am sorry. Sorry?
No, do not say you're sorry.
She's like, your team needs to be on lock because you're growing. I'm like, you're right.
That's right. I have f***ed up so many times. And I think when you kind of get into something and you're in it because you really want to connect with people and you want to make an impact and it sort of just happens organically. Me personally, I was completely naive about what it meant to have a business and to have a brand where you're the face of it, what it means for your family, what it means in terms of liability, what it means in terms of how fast things start coming at you. And so if I could, as somebody who is probably, 25 more f***ups ahead of you, save you the heartache and the headache that I've caused myself, then I would love to do that. And that's why I was literally like, don't you dare apologize. Like, just get the lesson and like change the stuff. And the other reason why I want you to not apologize, like apologize when something happens. So say like, I really apologize or like whatever. But what I want you to do instead, especially as women and especially as two women that are going to build something monstrous, okay? I want you to flip out of your vocabulary the word I'm sorry. And I want you to insert the word thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you why. Because in that moment, you're like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It becomes, the focus goes on you making the mistake. So you feel terrible. It also makes the person on the receiving end of the I'm sorry feel like I need to reassure you. When instead in those moments where you legitimately have a like breakdown, you didn't intentionally go, Mel Robbins, let's just ghost her. And let's put a video out front and let's see what this does. That's not what happened.
Let's record what she says about us and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. That's not what happened at all.
We're punking you.
Yeah, literally. That's not what happened. So in those moments when you can go, hey, look, we had a breakdown. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for your patience. Like when you go, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your flexibility. You get it off the battering ram of hitting yourself and making yourself wrong and making somebody feel like they need to reassure you, and you step into your power. And you go, things happen. I appreciate your flexibility.
Oh
I appreciate, you see what I'm saying?
That's
what are you
the best.
getting from that?
I'm thinking, because I definitely, saying I'm sorry is definitely something I do a lot, but I've been trying to undo, and I also encourage my friends to not apologize too, but never really thinking about how it makes the person that you're saying I'm sorry to then have to reassure you. Not only maybe you've inconvenienced them, but then you're also making them have to reassure you that it's okay. I never really thought about that part, because you think that you're doing them a service almost by saying I'm sorry, when really it's not.
It doesn't change whatever's been done.
Well, it makes them have to like she said, reassure you, when like that's not their job either. Not only are you sorry for whatever it is you did, but now they're also having to reassure whatever choice it is.
Well, and now let me tell you the bigger thematic piece of this, because it's so conditioned into women and girls to say they're sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Is that when it becomes so casual that you are literally apologizing for ordering gluten-free bread, right? I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that I'm a pain in the ass when I order. I'm sorry, but could I please have gluten-free with that? You are taking away your right to take up space. You are invalidating what you need. You are invalidating your right to request the things that support you. Like if you feel self-conscious because you don't have a simple order, just say, hey, thank you so much. This is a really important thing to make sure that it's gluten-free. Now you're acknowledging the waiter instead of bashing yourself for having a need.
And you're actually empowering the waiter to do the job well.
Yes.
Because now they're like, wow, okay, I'm going to get this right.
Yeah. You can certainly apologize when you screw something up, but then flip it into a thank you to acknowledge the other person for giving you the grace to be human.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think sorry does take away giving yourself grace to be human. Like, no, I didn't do it on purpose. Yeah, that's so true. As women, we apologize all the time, all day long. I say it so much that it just rolls off the tongue. I'm like, hi, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. I'm like scooting past people who are too close. Sorry. No, back up.
Yeah.
Women were just like, I think we are so conditioned to not take up space, to be seen but not heard almost, you know?
Yeah.
It feels uncomfortable to do it. If even having the conversation, I'm like, damn, how am I going to substitute thank you for I'm sorry? That's going to be a lot of thank yous.
Yeah, but it's empowering because you literally feel like you're in control of everything.
Right.
Thank you for waiting for me instead of I'm sorry I'm late.
Thank you for being flexible with us and
thank you for coming back and blessing us with these gems right off the top. Just
right. I told her, I was like, I'm excited for this interview now. I'm like, wow, I don't know what. She was like, stop disrespecting your business. That's what she told me. I was like, damn, I never heard it put that way. I'm going to stop. I swear to God. Yeah. And guess what happened that week? We had a fucking meeting. We're sure like, let's get on a call because is slipping through the cracks. And it's our business. So
I have followed the personal development world for a really long time. And you have just inspired me to continue on my path of entrepreneurship that has taken away my doubt, the fear, the anxiety, the negative self-talk, all of those things. So I follow a lot of the personal development people, and yours has stuck the most with me. Has actually resonated and it actually has worked.
Why do you think that is?
Because that's a great question.
Hold my hands because I can see your shape.
I am. I think you're just real about it. There's no sugarcoating it. You connect with it. It's not where it's. You're telling us to not say do things, but the other personal development people tell you to dream big, and you think these things, but it's the taking that blockage away. Okay, I want to dream to go have a house in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'm still blocking that in my way, so I have to think about reframing my mind and all those things and how to do it.
Yeah.
And you have taught me how to do it. So I have 6 mantras that I say every morning that you have taught me.
What are they?
Well,
I need them.
Well, they're yours.
What are my 6 mantras that move the most for you?
So every single day, the first I say is, the world needs my story.
Yes.
I say my next chapter is just beginning.
Yes.
I say I'm growing every day.
Yes.
I say every day I'm getting stronger.
Yes.
I say what's meant for me is trying to find me.
Yes.
Which is my absolute favorite one because I had a hard time comparing myself to other people in my industry and been like, oh gosh, the right people aren't going to come.
What is your industry?
So I'm a professional home organizer.
Fabulous.
And so I'm like, oh, everyone else is, I'm not getting the clients I want or this and that, but that one was huge.
You traveled here for this event.
Yes.
I've heard about you. Yes. I heard that you traveled here out of state to come.
I came from Charlotte.
Yes, from Charlotte to Fargo.
Yes. Well, I'm originally from Fargo.
Okay.
So this is my
But
home.
still, you traveled, so I'm going to give you credit for that. You get a high five for traveling that far.
Yes, the high five. So that, and then I'm committed to my financial freedom. And then another one that I did from meditation is abundance flows to me and abundance flows through me.
Yes.
So those are what you have taught me, and they've helped me, and I say them every day, and it has helped my mindset more than I can tenfold ever thank you for.
And you're welcome. Thank you for trying it. Because I often think that the reason why the things that I'm talking about
work is because they're so damn simple.
They are.
And sometimes they sound so stupid, especially when the problems are big or the goals are big.
Yes.
But when it's simple, you can remember it. And in a moment of doubt or fear, you can apply it.
100%.
And when you use one of those 6 reframes, it removes the thinking that's keeping you from taking the actions.
100%.
Because the simple secret is this. If you know what you want, what you have to do is bring yourself back to the present moment and just align your thoughts and action with the thing that you want. So imagine the person in Hawaii, imagine the organizing business, and you've got your millions of followers and your HGTV show, or maybe you're on the Magnolia Network. I don't know, maybe that's your dream, or maybe you're doing a YouTube show, right? So you have a dream and you give yourself permission to have the dream, and then you say, okay, well, here I am today on a Tuesday, and I'm standing in my current life. How do I think like the person who has what I want? And what's the one action I could take today that aligns with turning my life toward the thing that's meant for me? And so I'm so proud of you because you are allowing yourself to hear your heart's desire and you are pushing yourself to walk toward it every single day. I love you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
So
awesome. What's blocking you currently?
Well, see...
Yeah, that one.
I
What is it?
A whole list of questions. So, like, what's blocking me currently, like, with the realm and my space in that world. So, like, everyone knows the names of, like, the Home Edit, Marie Kondo, and I love them. I respect them.
Right.
And I'm like, how do I move my mind frame of my limitations, thinking they have made it so big and so far. Like, I want to get there, but like, I don't even know how to take that away to get my mindset around thinking I can get to that level.
Right.
Like, how do I get there without feeling like a copycat, but also like knowing that it's possible because they're doing it.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm stuck right there.
Got it. So you're stuck in comparison.
100%.
And the people that are ahead of you on the path that you're walking down are making you invalidate yourself.
Totally.
Great. No, not great. Not great. Not great. But this is normal.
Yeah.
Okay, it's normal.
Okay.
It's normal. So one of the reasons why our brain sees everybody that's ahead of us as competition is it's trying to protect you from taking any kind of risks.
Yes.
Normal for your brain to do this. This is where reframes are critical. I also want to tell you, I struggle with the same thing. I am launching a brand new podcast show in October. All I see around me are the 2 million shows out there, the bigger ones, the this, the that, the other thing. And if I look at them as being ahead of me, I immediately go, why am I even doing this?
100%.
Yes. Okay, so here's how you're going to reframe this.
Okay.
You have to say, they are a light on the path.
Okay.
They're a light on the path I'm walking down.
Yep.
They are showing me it's possible. That's number one.
Yes.
Number
Yes.
two, there is no copying because there are no original ideas. Seriously.
Right.
I want you to be inspired. You're not copying, you're inspired by what they're doing.
Right.
Okay? And when you look at a pantry, if you're inspired by what Marie Kondo does or the Home Edit does, you are going to look at the pantry and take that inspiration and do it your way.
Right.
So do not invalidate the fact that your dreams and these people that are showing up are actually trying to get you to feel inspired again.
Okay.
Your doubt and your fear is blocking the inspiration. By calling it I'm copying them, you're demeaning the fact that your dreams are getting stirred up.
Right.
Your inspiration is going.
Right.
So you got to keep walking toward that. Okay, that's number two.
Okay.
Number three, you may never get there. You may be way bigger. You might.
That's true. Okay.
You might.
Okay.
You might.
Yeah.
And you also are so lucky because you can study everything that they did.
True.
And then you can take the step that they took and you can go, oh, this feels right for me.
Right.
Or you can take the step they took and go, ew, I wouldn't do it that way.
Sure.
I'm going to do it this way.
Okay.
And so literally use their path to test out ways to try this.
Okay.
Because the thing is, you're going to build your business your way.
Right.
It is a gift
Right.
that other people, you know what I'm doing right now? 4 months ahead of launch my own podcast. I am stalking every podcast person. I am listening to their opening episodes. I am studying what they do.
Okay.
I am practicing, and I'm trying to figure out what feels right for me by following what other people have done.
Okay.
It's impossible for you to be somebody else.
Right. Absolutely.
But in trying and practicing and being inspired by other people, you are going to build the skills and the muscle to find the courage to put your own spin on it.
Okay.
You got it?
I got it.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna do it.
And now here's the other thing. It's not a freaking race.
Okay.
Please play the long game.
Okay.
Please do this because you love organizing.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me why you love organizing.
Well, a lot of reasons. One, I just love being able to help people. I can see it like there, but I also know from ADHD standpoint, like my history with school was so hard. And like that's, I wouldn't say like my scarring moment, but I had to be organized. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because I would have failed out of school.
Yeah.
And I wanted to achieve. So it's like, it has got me to where I am today because of that.
Yeah.
So that's why I love it. I see people so frustrated, and I always thought everyone knew how to do it.
So this is perfect. That's the long game.
Okay.
You're not addicted to organizing a pantry. You're addicted to that moment where somebody has a breakthrough in what life could be like if they're organized.
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Stay attached to that.
Okay.
Play the long game.
Okay.
It won't ever matter how much money you make or how many followers you have or what product deals you make.
Yes.
Because you'll stay attached to the heart and soul of why you're doing this.
Okay.
Got it?
I got it.
Good. Awesome. Go get them. Go get them. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And make sure that they have your information, because when we post all these, we're going to tag your business. So you better get your Instagram ready.
Oh, it's ready.
Okay, good. Good.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, it's Mel. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed that video, by God, please subscribe, because I don't want you to miss a thing. Thank you so much for being here. We've got so much amazing stuff coming. Thank you so much for sending this stuff to your friends and your family. I love you. We create these videos for you. So make sure you subscribe. Mwah.